And welcome back to Tucker High School for the 2015 Chick-fil-A Invitational. We've got the Tucker Tigers holding down their home court as they take on Brainerd and the Panthers, representing the Volunteer State, Chattanooga to be exact. Tip-off's going to go to the Tucker Tigers. They get it in the hands of number 5, Kenton Eskridge. First time we say that name, won't be the last. He's the table setter here for this Tucker Tiger squad, as we're going to see a little bit of a 2-3 zone look early on from Brainerd. Eskridge can't get the jumper to go. Sneaking behind the Tigers, there was number 32, Jesse Walker for Brainerd. He has it swatted away, though, as Amir Butch saves it in the corner, gets it out top to Eskridge. Here's another three-point attempt. 2 possessions, 2 three-pointer attempts for Tucker. That doesn't fall, pushing it the other way. It's Brainerd. That's number 5, Devontae Ross. So Ross can't get the shot to go. They're going to say last touch by Brainerd. Kenton Eskridge trying to get it in a hurry. So we'll see a little bit of token pressure applied here by Brainerd. Here's Butch. They haven't tried a shot inside the three-point line. Why stop there? You can always wait for an offensive rebound by Xavier Johnson and an easy lay-in to do that. 2-0 early on for Tucker. Like the loosey-goosey style that Tucker comes out and plays with. Coach James Hartree there roaming the sidelines, a staple here for Tucker basketball. Only wants his players to play hard and play their game. You won't see him really chastise a bunch of their shots. Has great trust in his players. And good chemistry on court as a result. Brainerd comes into this matchup with an 11-2 tally on the season. Tucker 7-3. Eskridge got it to Hartree. Hartree going to stop and pop. That one short. And Butch got the offensive rebound but stepped out of bounds in the process, so it's going to go back over to Brainerd. Still a 2-0 ball game. Brainerd has yet to score a bucket. Saw an aggressive drive by Devontae Ross a few minutes ago that didn't get him the bucket, but was a nice forecast of what I think's to come in terms of the role he plays for the Panthers. So Brainerd will inbound it. That one denied inside by Adonis Green. Here's Eskridge. Eskridge with a nice move, a little too strong on the layup attempt. Coming the other way. That was number 4, Vesta Melvin Jr. He can't get it to go, and finally the back and forth yields a result as that one scored by Xavier Johnson. Johnson makes it 4-0 for Tucker. SWAT team, Adonis Green. Changed the shot earlier. This time he gets his hand on it and gets the block. Eskridge gets it to Green. Green with the reverse. Initial attempt denied, but that's the second offensive rebound of the game for Xavier Johnson, and he gets the layup. We've got a 6-0 ball game. Head coach LeVar Brown wanting to talk it over for Brainerd. Reverse attempt denied, but that's why you got Xavier Johnson picking up the pieces and laying it in. Looks like Adonis Green was ready to get back after that one as well. We'll take a short break. When we get back, more from the Chick-fil-A Invitational.
seconds inbound pass to Marbury. As he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
Back out of that timeout, Brainerd's ball. Kudos to the DJ we have here on site. He's been playing a great mix. Some old school, some new school, stuff to get the players amped, as well as keep the crowd engaged. For any fans we've got watching from Brainerd, they're engaged by seeing that three-pointer knocked down by number 14. That is Isaiah Shropshire. You'd like to see a timeout produce points. And Shropshire able to get the three-pointer right out of the huddle to make it 6-3. Gets Brainerd on the board in three-ball fashion. As we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. So you can see this crowd, what has been a good crowd all day, has built. It's gotten even more steady as we approach the final game after this one, where Miller Grove will take on Glen Hills, and the Tucker Tigers obviously with a nice home crowd here as well. Nice job, Amir Butch going to the deck to get it, both he and Devontae Ross. Tucker, you're trying to get to that ball and expand this lead. If you're Brainerd, you're trying to make sure they don't pull away while you still get out of the doldrums that you find yourself in on the offensive end. Got a good feeling Devontae Ross is going to be a key ingredient in that recipe if they're able to get going after a slow start. Nice bounce pass there. Shots off the mark for Deshaun Beach. Eskridge directing traffic. He'll get it over to Butch. Nice job of working the zone there. Gets them a good shot for Adonis Green. But Green cannot get the shot to go. Nice job there. You saw Tucker early on trying to shoot him out of that zone, taking a couple threes. There just did a good job of probing the defense with quick passes. Got a good look all over that as Kenton Eskridge. Layup drill on the other end. I give Eskridge credit. I've never been able to do that, just lay in over the front of the rim on a fast break. I got to use the glass. I'm too scared of that thing kicking off the back of the rim. Eskridge says, you commentate, let me get buckets. It's an 8-3 ball game. Last touch there by number 23, Donald Hartree. So it'll stay with Brainerd. Brainerd out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Home of the historic Choo-Choo. Also the future collegiate home of Rodney Chapman for Lithonia, the guard who you saw lead the Bulldogs to a victory over South Miami earlier today. He's committed, as of this week, to play his ball at University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Sure, Brainerd doesn't care about that right now. They're trying to get off of this 3 spot. Mission accomplished. Lay in. Vesta Melvin Jr. makes it 5-8. Butch over to Hartree. Hartree back up top to Eskridge. They're giving him a lot of room. That shot's off the mark. You saw the room they were giving him. I knew that shot was going up with the way Eskridge shoots it. It's not a bad decision. Luckily for Brainerd, he doesn't make them pay for the wide open look. But not a look that Coach LeVar Brown's squad wants to continue to give him. Skip pass nearly stolen. Eskridge in hot pursuit of it, and he's going to get called for the touch foul against Vesta Melvin Jr. Coach Hartree not happy with them not getting that lofty skip pass. Going to be an offensive foul called against Isaiah Shropshire. Call the push off there. I guess it all balances out. Thought there was a ticky-tack foul called against Eskridge. They answer it right back with a ticky-tack one against Shropshire. So it all cancels out. We move under the 1 minute mark. Tucker has a 3-point advantage as they move it around. Spin move, wheeling, dealing, and getting it to drop on the inside. Xavier Johnson. Young man's been effective here in this first quarter. Scored off of a couple offensive rebounds with his first 2 points. There he's able to get it with the nice footwork. Adonis Green wanted a foul there. Coach Hartree feels like there was a push, argues it. Shropshire back out top. Here's a 3-pointer. All net, but not the way you want it to be for Jesse Walker, but picking up the pieces is Shropshire. He's got 5 points here in the first half, 5 of their 7, but nobody finds Adonis Green. And you look at the pressure that Brainerd is trying to provide. You know, they've come here with about 10 suited and booted to play tonight, but you wonder the toll that trying to extend full court pressure against Tucker is going to take. As you see Xavier Johnson step in and take the charge. Johnson really making his presence felt here in this first half, not only being able to score by attacking the offensive glass. We saw him make it happen with his own move from the top of the key. There he steps in, takes a charge as well. So getting you some plays that will be noted in the box score, but are also of the blue collar label as well. Good start so far for Xavier Johnson. .4 of a second, so not really enough time for anything to get done. You see Coach Hartree just tell him, let's go ahead, throw it in, let's keep it moving. Appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv for the Chick-fil-A Invitational. They're taking a break to get ready for the second quarter. We'll take one with them when we get back. More from Tucker High School. Second quarter ready to get rolling. Tucker opens it with a 5-point advantage over Brainerd. 5-second violation going to be called against Demba Sow. So that's going to turn it over as Brainerd still comes out in the 2-3. They work it inside to Green. Green, a lot of congestion in there, gets it to Johnson. Good things have happened when they've gotten it in his hands. Or when he's taking things into his own hands and went and got it himself. There he's able to finish, make it 7-14. Coach James Hartree has ditched the suit jacket for Tucker. As we move on in this game, ball's loose, and Eskridge picks it up just in the nick of time. Eskridge kicks it into another gear, now over to the corner. Traveling violation going to go against Trayvon Flowers. Brainerd has it, trailing by 7. They go up top. Green, jump ball. Oh, they're going to call a double dribble. So they had a much better angle on it than I did. I thought Green got a hand on it and then came down. You can see the double dribble aspect of that, but either way, Brainerd takes cookies on one end and is able to lay it up. Dewante Ross. Ross makes it a 5-point game. Six minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They get it in the flowers, does Tucker. Eskridge with the step back jumper. Eskridge still trying to get going. Player that can get buckets at multiple levels for Tucker. Butch tries the floater and gets the home bounce. It's only right. Here off La Vista Road at Tucker High School. Give the Tiger the home bounce. Butch makes it 16-9. That'll be a backcourt violation. Nobody touched it. So another turnover for Brainerd. See Dewante Ross there for Brainerd trying to do what he can to get things going. But turnovers never help the cause. We'll see how Brainerd responds here on the defensive end. Eskridge looks the defense off, then gets it into Adonis Green, who was fouled and will go to the line. Like the balance Eskridge provides for Tucker. As you've seen early on in this game, he's not shy about taking his shots or picking his spots, but also has very good court vision and makes plays for others as well. As there's some sort of discrepancy being discussed there at the scorer's table. I believe is in terms of the time left on the clock. Looks like the officials are satisfied, so we go to Adonis Green at the free throw line. Green's second free throw makes it 18-9. Tucker threatening to extend the lead to double digits. Official asked for help. They're going to say last touched by Tucker, so it'll stick with Brainerd. I've seen trying to thread the needle. Not sure what the analogy would be there, as there was no sort of room open there for Jesse Walker to be able to bring that pass in. Luckily for Brainerd, Tucker knocked it right out of bounds. As Xavier Johnson swats that. They're going to swap the inbounds man, bring Malik Beavers over there. Beavers with a couple more inches. And he comes in and makes a pass that was worse than the initial attempt, and it's going to be an easy layup on the other end for Trayvon Flowers. So Brainerd got caught between a rock and a hard place there along that baseline, just trying to inbound the ball. They turned it over. Tucker made him pay. But Jesse Walker, the sophomore, with the baby jumper. Xavier Johnson running ahead. Eskridge finds him in stride for the easy lay-in. Stepping inside, passing on the 3 for the 2. There was Deshaun Beach. It's no good. Eskridge is running, splitting 2. He did split through, but Brainerd Didn't allow him a chance to get past the third defender. They steal it, and it's blocked on the other end as Johnson and Eskridge converge on that one. Substitution checking into the game, or back in, I should say, is Isaiah Shropshire. Good job by Eskridge and not giving up on the play. Comes back, gets that block. Xavier Johnson gets a much-deserved breather. He's been great to start this game. Definitely played a factor in this 11-point advantage held by Tucker at this point. Turnover. Leaving that layup just short there was Joshua Butler. Foul call there. It's going to go against Josh Butler. Coach Hartree just kind of laughs with the referee there. The official right on top of that call. No whistle. The official from outside saw enough contact to warrant a foul call. That'll make it 12-22. Pull Brainerd to within 10. Having the seat. It's going to be number 24 for Brainerd, Deshaun Beach. Deficit cut to single digits after that trip to the line. If you're Brainerd, you've had some issues early on offensively. Being able to get to the line and splash a couple free throws can help. Not only close this gap, but possibly help them even it up prior to halftime. Adonis Green not liking the sound of that as he gets a bucket. Pushing it back to 11. Lost the handle and is going to be last touched by Malik Beavers. Beavers will have a seat back into the game. For Brainerd, it will be number 12. It's Isaiah Long. So we're under the 350 mark, approaching halftime. Tucker showing some patience, tried to force that one into Adonis Green. It's broken up. Shropshire thought about it. Instead, he'll pull it back out, guarded by Eskridge. Gets it to the corner. That's cut off. Shropshire had the open two, says, man, I'm looking for three. Shropshire knew what he wanted to do with that one. He went back about 4 or 5 feet to get to that three ball. Time well spent. He makes it 16-24. Stop and pop just outside the elbow. It's no good. Rebounded by Vesta Melvin Jr. Telegraph that pass is kicked out of bounds, but it will stay with Brainerd. Eight-point game. Strong take there by Devontae Ross. Really attacked the inside there, went right at the chest of Adonis Green. Coach Hartree trying to go in at halftime with as big of a lead as possible. Good composure by Brainerd to shake off the slow start. Try to create more free throw line opportunities. Ross gets the first one to go. Second one splits a pair. Got to have both of them. But they get the steal. Eskridge might get sent a $5,000 fine in the mail for that last play. Looked like a little bit of a flop inside. But not a bad one. It was a close enough one for Eskridge to try to sell it. But there you have it. That last bucket by Ross makes it a 5-point game with 2:29 remaining. Lester Melvin Jr. wide open, can't get the shot to go. That's a good look. Just starting to see Brainerd get more and more looks and shots that make sense for him. They pull to within 5. Looks like Tucker, I won't say they've completely taken the foot off the gas, but they had Brainerd in a more vulnerable position minutes ago. Since then, just not the same effectiveness by Tucker so far. Nice footwork there. That's number 13, Josh Butler. Set up by Eskridge. The nifty footwork by Butler makes it a 7-point game. Stolen, Xavier Johnson. He just checked back in. Doesn't take him long to get a steal. Eskridge tries to weave through too many black jerseys there, and it's going to result in a lay-in on the other end for Jesse Walker. Coach Hartree calls a timeout. Not happy with that last sequence. His team only up by 5 as Brainerd proving to be a resilient bunch. Xavier Johnson continuing to hustle. He's been hustle man all game, but it's too late for that one as it's an easy lay-in. We'll be back after this timeout. And welcome back here to Tucker High School, site of the 2015 Chick-fil-A Invitational. The host Tucker Tigers, host in terms of it being their home court. Chick-fil-A Invitational ran by the DeKalb County School District. Dr. Philip McCrary, Forrest Dunson, and of course Coach Hartree here on site doing a great job with all of the logistics and hospitality here. Been a great event so far here on day one. Adonis Green just kind of holds his ground, stands firm, and it's an easy lay-in for Trayvon Flowers. Wide open look. Long rebound though, chased down by Xavier Johnson. We approach the final minute before halftime. Eskridge gets that pass out of harm's way, back up top to Amir Butch. Johnson fouled on the play. Looks like they're going to rule the foul on the floor. So Eskridge will throw it in along the baseline. Top to Butch. We'll see if Tucker will hold for the last shot here, and it appears that that's what they plan on doing. Over to Butch now. Butch has it, he'll get it back up top to Eskridge. He'll be guarded by Shropshire. Eskridge feels like it's go time. Stepping through, got up under the rim. Can't get the shot to go. That'll be good if it goes. It will not. So we go into halftime. The Tucker Tigers leading by a score of 28-21. We'll see you back here after a 10-minute halftime.
I'm Dr. Sophia Khan. I'm Chief of the Emergency Department. I'm also the Medical Director, and I'm proud to lead our emergency team of doctors here at Hillendale. Our primary goal at Hillendale is to provide the highest level of quality care. In an effort to provide that care, we've recruited several chief residents. All of them have extensive training. I feel confident that they can take care of all age groups and all types of medical crises. For me, that's the most important thing because I'm the chief of the emergency department, also the medical director, and I do work clinically and see patients, but when I'm not here, I feel confident that my patients are being taken care of by the highest level of quality care physicians. Our primary goal is the highest level of quality care, but even with that said, we still want to make sure that it is very efficient. In fact, in 2010, we were 50% better than the national average for emergency wait times. And what that means to you is that when you walk in through the front door, you're only going to be in that waiting room for less than 15 to 20 minutes. In fact, you'll see a nurse as soon as you check in so that we can immediately assess how serious your medical crisis is. Triage is a process where when you first walk in through the emergency department, a nurse sees you and vital signs are taken. What we've added at Hillendale is an extra step, which is the nurse not only takes your vital signs and discusses your complaints, but also begins your testing. So blood tests are drawn, x-rays are done, and in this manner we're able to see you quicker and more efficiently. That way when I walk into the room and I see you as a patient, I'm able to review your tests, including your blood tests and your x-rays. I can spend more quality time with you, help to discuss your symptoms, really alleviate your concerns, and help to make that accurate diagnosis.
I'm Shonda Kennedy. I'm the nurse manager for the emergency department and clinical decision unit. The way this emergency room is designed is so that we can directly visualize all of our patients in the main ED. All the ones in the cardiac rooms, we can actually see them. We have glass front doors. We can have curtains that close for privacy, but we can also slide them back so we can see all of our patients. We have trackers with our cardiac monitors on them, mounted on 42-inch monitors, one in the ceiling, one on the wall, so that we can see cardiac rhythms from any position in the main emergency department. We also have those same screens on the desk so that we can see cardiac rhythms at the nurse's station, and we also have them inside the room. We've increased our ambulance volume exponentially in just a matter of months, like 10 months or so. If they come by ambulance, we get a call ahead that they're en route with any particular type of patient, give us a report. We let them know, which room they're going to or which area they're going to in the emergency department.
I'm Sophia Khan, and I'm proud to be part of the cure for the Common Hospital.
The feeling of the perfect shot feels effortless to me. Right when I release that shot, it just feels serene and quiet. It's only me and the rim and the basketball. With my height, to have an impact and to be the player that I wanted to be, I needed to change my shot, and that was going to be something that would be beneficial for the long term. The process started just breaking my shot down from the initial release to the follow-through. And there were days that I couldn't even get the ball to the rim. There were days that I couldn't go outside of the paint area. It was very frustrating to not be able to shoot the way that I wanted to. The hardest part of that process was definitely the patience. But if I just stuck to getting better every day, eventually I would be able to shoot where I wanted to, anywhere on the floor. I went through some tough days, but found a way to just persevere and see it through. It starts with a great base and great foundation and allows everything to feel perfect. I can do all things.
My name is Dr. Dominique Smith. I'm the Chief of the Medical Staff at DeKalb Medical Hillendale, and I'm proud to be a member of the elite team of experienced physicians that are currently working at Hillendale. When the hospital first opened, there were many physicians that were already within the community that had very distinguished practices and chose to remain on staff and to continue serving the community. Many physicians decided to join this Hillendale community. Some were recruited, and many of the doctors that were recruited were previously serving as faculty and were highly regarded in their specialty. And they were brought to Hillendale to help to expand the depth and breadth of the medical staff. We have a diverse number of experienced cardiologists that have been recruited by some of the top medical centers to become faculty and on staff at their centers as well as Hillendale. We have experienced general surgeons that are at the cutting edge of their specialty and performing some of the latest techniques in surgery. We have urologists, vascular and endovascular surgeons that are doing some of the cutting edge techniques to help save patients' lives. Gynecologists that are performing laparoscopy for minimally invasive gynecologic procedures for most of the problems that affect women's lives. Experienced orthopedic surgeons that are doing a lot of the latest techniques for hip replacement, knee replacements, radiologists, podiatrists, just to name a few. When physicians work as a team, the outcome is always better for the patient. Working as a team and being able to discuss the care of the patient collaboratively means that there's going to be less medical errors and a better outcome.
Well, here at Hillendale, we do many common procedures. We do breast biopsy, hernia, gallbladder surgery, as well as more innovative techniques. For example, Dr. Smith, one of our very own, she does very advanced procedures, including the scarless laparoscopic hysterectomy. I choose to practice at Hillendale because of the quality of the doctors, the quality of the hospital, and the fact that I can give the best care possible for my patients right here at Hillendale.
Our doctors take great pride in the care we provide to our patients in this community. We're like a family, and it's the care and camaraderie we share that sets us apart from other hospitals. Many of our doctors live right here in the DeKalb community and can often be found sharing their expertise outside of the hospital after office hours. I'm Dr. Dominique Smith, and I'm proud to be a part of the cure for the common hospital.
How long does it take to change the game of basketball? To change the sport? Hours, days, years, decades? How about 0.4 seconds? Just like that, all of a sudden big ain't so big no more. Small ain't so small. And with the flick of the wrist, the step back three is the new dunk. Follow through is the new poster. Range is the new hang time. From the elbow to the rim, the threat now comes from everywhere. It's a new age for the game, a new era of champion. In the world change takes time. In the universe, it takes eons. In this game, it only takes a second. Or less.
And welcome back to Tucker High School. Moments away from getting the second half started. The visiting Brainerd High School Panthers are here at Tucker's home court, down by 7. We'll look at it from a glass half empty perspective. They do trail by 7 here against a good Tucker squad. From a glass half full standpoint, they really started off very slowly. Weren't able to see a lot of buckets fall through. Tucker had more pep in their step and more points early on, but they were able to respond to 11 and 12-point deficits and threatened to even tie the game, pulling to within 5 points at one point in the second quarter. So you got to feel good if you're Coach LeVar Brown, with your guys finding a way to stay within striking distance and then some, even while things were a little tough early on in the first half. If you're Tucker, you look at it from a half-empty standpoint, they were up double digits, and instead of expanding the lead, really allowed Brainerd to wake up. But when you get done with all of that analysis, it's still a 7-point game, and the advantage is held by the Tigers, so not too shabby. Bush all over the passing lane there, couldn't get a hand on it. Three-pointer, no good. That's an easy call to push in the back. Should go against number 30 for Brainerd. Jamal Herman Jr. That's who they call it against, so it'll go to Tucker. Green kicks it back out. Hartree has it. Looking for a lifeline. Xavier Johnson's a good one to have. Of course he gets the roll. He's earned that roll. He's been eating glass on the offensive end and defensive end throughout this game. Makes it a 9-point advantage there with his latest lay-in. Brainerd gets it to the corner. Shropshire. Foul going to go against Amir Butch, who just has his hands up. Not sure what the call is. Neither is Coach Hartree. But if you're Coach LeVar Brown there, you have no qualms there with that call. Shropshire to inbound it. Ross can't get the three-pointer to go. Johnson with the rebound. Eskridge, nice pass ahead to Butch. That one's blocked out of there by Ross. Ross skies for that one. Bang, bang play. Couldn't see if it touched glass before he cleaned it. Fisher says it was a good block. No arguments here. String music from the outside for number 4, Vesta Melvin Jr. As he splashed that one, then signal for the 3. Little bit of swagger being shown here by Brainerd as they pulled it within 6. They're a little tentative, trying to get the leg stretched. Once they started on, now appearing a little bit more comfortable and ready to make this as much of a dogfight as possible here in the second half. Just over 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Lefty three-pointers, no good. Brainerd, as Melvin Jr. and Herman Jr. battle and cannot get that to go. Still a 6-point game. Shropshire didn't look like anybody called out that pick being set there by Herman Jr. Eskridge had to learn it out the hard way, but Eskridge, a solid player, able to shake that off and keep it moving. Butch, good take, just short though. Shropshire brings it across. They call a 5-second violation. So an unfortunate turnover there for Brainerd. Trying to make things as difficult as possible for Tucker to score. They've been able to do that successfully to start this third quarter. But turnovers impact your ability to score, so see if they can minimize those here in the third, possibly pull even. They trail by 6 now. Back into a zone look. Eskridge to Johnson. Johnson called for the travel. So it's Brainerd's ball. Under the 5-minute mark. Shropshire is doubled. He gets rid of it. Melvin Jr., he just knocked down a 3-pointer from the opposite wing a few minutes ago. Here trying to work inside, blocked out of there by Adonis Green. Melvin Jr. to throw it in. Pass inside, Tucker with bend but don't break defense there. Stop and pop by Eskridge off the back of the rim. Long rebound, going to create another opportunity for Tucker as they will reset it up top over to Butch. Butch, nice kiss off the glass. Pulls that one up, knocks it down off the window to make it an 8-point game. Under the 4-minute mark. Green with the rebound, gets it to Eskridge. Green and Xavier Johnson responsible for a lot of the rebounding load for this Tucker squad. Eskridge picks his spot and lays it in. Talked about his ability to shoot the ball, even though this game you may not have seen him splash through as many as he would like to, but definitely a player that's capable. Can also attack. Xavier Johnson a little shaken up. He gets up, tries to shake it off. Trip to the free throw line coming for Vesta Melvin Jr. I think Johnson might have caught a knee in a tough spot there. We'll see if Coach Hartree leaves him in. Looks like he is going to stay in instead. Subbing out, getting a breather is going to be Donald Hartree. Melvin Jr. at the line. Makes it an 8-point game. Eskridge can't get it to go. Rebounded by Jesse Walker. Here's Ross. Ross hesitates for a second, then tries to split through, and he's fouled on the play. Going to go against Xavier Johnson. Adonis Green going to have a seat for Tucker. It'll be DeWante Ross throwing it in for Brainerd. just to the right of Coach LeVar Brown. Ball poked away in the hands of Johnson. Now they're looking to push. He gets it over to Butch. Butch fouled on the play. Hard foul there by Jamal Herman Jr. Oh, Butch and Eskers, they go to the lane aggressively. Ticky-tack foul. Can easily end up in an and one. Herman Jr. was having nothing of the sort there. Sends Butch to the line. 2 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here in this quarter. Coming up after this one, you have Miller Grove versus Glen Hills. Miller Grove winning 6 out of the last 7 state championships in their classification. Glen Hills coming out of Augusta, an area that knows some good basketball and is often looking to take advantage of stages like the one Atlanta provides to be able to show the type of basketball they play. They're up 20. Should make for a good contest. This one more of a matchup of 75 north and south, as Brainerd has made the trip in, trying to steal one here against Tucker. The officials touching base. Coach Archery not happy with the call, but it will go over to Brainerd. Shovel pass, and Brainerd will go to the line. Really think this pace and the way the game is going right now favors Brainerd. Now, yes, they do trail by 8 points, but they started off the game out of sync, and since then they've done a better job of making Tucker look that way. And I'm not sure if that was the broadcaster's jinx or not. But Ross just left that one way short there on that free throw, as he kind of shrugs it off. You know, I don't know what that was, fellas. It won't happen again, though. He kind of tells one of his teammates. Knocks down the second one. 7-point game. Butch stays in bounds. Up top to Flowers. Down there working inside to Johnson. Johnson. A rare miss inside for him. Rebound pulled out of there by number 22. That's Michael Hampton. Now here's Beavers. To Ross. Ross lost it momentarily, but is able to gather it and lay it in. Back to within 5. That's the closest that they've been since about halfway through the first quarter. Butch can't get that one to go. They get the rebound. And we're going to have a foul against Johnson. Johnson was really trying to get out of the way before he picked up another foul. Couldn't do it successfully. If you're Coach Hartree, if that player is able to get that ball across half court, it's more likely than not going to be a layup, because a good three to four Tucker defenders were still in the backcourt. So even though you don't give up that wide open layup drill, that's another foul against Xavier Johnson, a player that they gotta have. His rebounding running mate in Adonis Green steals that one though, and it's a layup on the other end for number 4, Tyler Payne. So Payne pushes the lead back to 7 points. Ball last touched there by Melvin Jr. goes off of his leg, so it'll go back to Tucker. Last thing you want to see here if you're Coach LeVar Brown for Brainerd is to pull within 5 and see this lead get pushed back out to double digits. 5 has been a tough spot for them to get within. So to get there and to have it go back out to 10 or more points would be a little demoralizing. We'll see how they respond. Tucker just being patient. Look like they're fine with holding for the last shot. Eskridge feels like he has a mouse in the house, wanted the ball against Melvin Jr. Just saw Eskridge. Wanted that ball against Melvin Jr. Coach Hartree kind of tells him, calm down, let's run the offense. Get the feeling Coach Hartree's fine with them getting the last shot here. Butch looking to throw it in. In the hands of Eskridge. He's guarded by Melvin Jr. I'll get it over to Payne. Foul going to go against Eskridge. And Eskridge, he's a smarter player than that. He and Melvin have been going back. Melvin just really trying to invade his personal space, make things as tough for him as possible. Eskridge feeling like he had an advantage against Melvin. Two guys just going hard at it. Melvin did a good job of staying right there in Eskridge's mug. Eskridge put his arm up a little bit and the official was right there. But now we've got a technical foul. I believe Melvin must have said something that warranted that foul being called, so it's going to send Eskridge to the line. So there you see lapses in judgment by both Eskridge and Melvin. If you're Eskridge, the officials have already been kind of watching you and Melvin go tit for tat there in terms of positioning. So when you lift that arm up, it's going to be very easy for them to see it. And if you're Melvin Jr., you've just forced him into, you know, a not so smart offensive foul and gotten your team a possession. The last thing you want to do is get called for a technical foul there. Nine-point game. There's Brainerd getting more and more moxie about them as this game goes on. A little bit of jawing going on back and forth. Sure, if you're Coach LeVar Brown, you want your team focused on the task at hand, but it does help having a little bit of an attitude like this game is not going to go as easy as Tucker thought it might have. I like to call that the no back down factor. Brainerd trying to show it now. We'll see if they can close the gap. Blocking foul called along the baseline. My apologies if I'm overstepping my boundaries, but I'm just hearing, you know, more whistles than I would like to hear at this point. Let these two teams play. The officials making sure their presence is felt. We get it. You know, they want to maintain order. But let's leave the ticky-tack where it needs to be. That's off the court. Tucker throwing it in. Nice cut by Green. He was thinking about the finish before he could get it in. Good if it goes. And that is how we end the third quarter. A 9-point advantage for Tucker. We'll see if Brainerd can close the gap when we get back. fourth quarter. It's that time to see who's going to go away with the round 1 victory here at the Chick-fil-A Invitational. Tucker in a good position, up 9 points in what has been a relatively low-scoring game. But Brainerd showing more and more signs of life as this game goes on. Adonis Green holding it down in there without Xavier Johnson. Johnson picked up his 3rd foul. So Coach Hartree trying to make sure he's not in jeopardy of fouling out. They'll need him. Adonis Green making do. Eskridge couldn't get the shot to go. Sticks with it and is able to keep it in bounds. Now he'll pull the 3. Money. Caden Eskridge knocks down the triple. You can see him kind of amping himself up. Normally shoots a higher percentage than what he's shooting tonight, but the confidence is always there. Exhibit A there with that one. We'll see if he can lead his team to a victory here in the opening round. He'll throw it in along the baseline. It's at the Flowers. Now up top to Payne. Backdoor cut by Payne. Butch with the assist. Payne with the lay-in. Now here's Shropshire for Brainerd. He's doubled. Gets rid of it. Malik Beavers with the nice lay-in. Pulls them to within 12 points. Laid up for Green. Green can't get it to stay down, but he'll go to the line for 2. And this is where it's tough because you have Brainerd. They've exerted a lot of energy to press for a good portion of the game, to also try to close the gap. Now you're at a point to where you're in the fourth quarter. We'll see if any of that pressure takes a toll on the legs and what they have left to, not only try to pressure Tucker into some turnovers, but then you got to come back on the other end and score. So we will be able to get a good gauge on the conditioning for Brainerd in this one. As you saw there with that last press, the break came pretty easy. Ross along the baseline, no good, but it's tipped in by Beavers. Beavers has got the last 4 points for Brainerd. Flowers with the weight room move. Takes it right at Shropshire, bumps him off, and lays it in. 13-point game. You're at a point to where if you're Brainerd, you can't really afford to trade buckets with Tucker. You don't have to panic right now. With about 5 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. But Tucker knows how to be able to slow it down, run some clock, take their time, but also have finishers in an Eskridge that would try to make sure they put the nail in the coffin, relatively speaking. Going for the steal there was Beavers. He's called for the foul. Beavers, the senior for Brainerd. Penalty situation, so it'll be a 1-and-1. It's 18 fouls versus Brainerd. Tucker with just 16 fouls, so they're a foul away from it being a free throw situation for Brainerd. Eskridge at the line. Good on the first. Splits the pair. Butch did a good job of getting the hand on it, couldn't keep it in bounds. So it will stay with Brainerd. Isaiah Long for three. Knocks it down from the corner. Isaiah Long, the sophomore, makes it an 11-point game. Getting a fingertip on it initially was Beavers. Now they get it ahead to him. Beavers hangs in the air and finishes. Malik Beavers makes it a 9-point game. Here Bush to throw it in. Gets it ahead to Eskridge. Tucker has numbers. Bounce pass to Green. Green can't get the shot to go. Wonder how long Xavier Johnson will sit for Tucker. Sure they'll have him back in the game any second now. As we say that, he's at the scorer's table. Nice defense by Flowers. Nearly came up with the steal. Now they get it to Long. Long just knocked down a three-pointer. Forced that pass, but Brainerd is able to come away with it. Beavers with the offensive rebound. He can't get it to go. Brainerd getting great opportunities right on top of the rim. Can't get it to fall. Xavier Johnson subbing in for Tucker. But he will have to wait to resume play after this timeout. Appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv. We will be back after this short break. All right, we've got the timeout out of the way. 4 minutes, 7 seconds to play. Isaiah Long, way long on that three-point attempt. It's going to be an outlet pass of sorts for Flowers. Flowers over the Payne, back to Flowers. Sure, Tucker will be looking to get it in the hands of Eskridge. Comes there indirectly. Now he'll get it to Flowers. Coach Hartree gets a timeout. Not happy with the way the ball is being handled by a squad there. They're up by 9, 3 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in this game. But need to be able to take care of the ball. We will be back after this quick break.
The feeling of the perfect shot feels effortless to me. Right when I release that shot, it just feels serene and quiet. It's only me and the rim and the basketball. With my height, to have an impact and to be the player that I wanted to be, I needed to change my shot, and that was going to be something that would be beneficial for the long term. The process started just breaking my shot down from the initial release to the follow-through. And there were days that I couldn't even get the ball to the rim. There were days that I couldn't go outside of the paint area. It was very frustrating to not be able to shoot the way that I wanted to. The hardest part of that process was definitely the patience. But if I just stuck to getting better every day, eventually I would be able to shoot where I wanted to, anywhere on the floor.
Back to the action. Amir Butch with it up top for Tucker to have a 9-point advantage. You notice defensively, Dewante Ross, the long senior for Brainerd, has switched up. He's guarding Ken Eskridge. He's trying to deny him the ball early on. You can see why they're on that play as Eskridge breaks him down, drops it off to Xavier Johnson, who will go to the line and shoot 2. So Johnson headed to the line. Johnson, a big reason why Tucker was able to get up early on. Tucker missed their first few shots out of the gate as well, but it was Johnson able to clean up on the offensive glass to get them on the board early. He's been making plays all game. Had to sit for a second due to some foul trouble, but back in now and making it a 10-point game with the first free throw. Second one, off to the right. Beavers took it to the and one mixtape for a second, loses the ball. SWAT team on the other end as Ross smacks that one against the glass. Here's Beavers coming the other way. Beavers is really trying to go get it. Any mistakes being made right now, definitely not due to a lack of effort. Lost it with maybe a little bit too much hot dog on that last play. There he comes right back. That one's off the back of the rim for Johnson. Now here's Ross. Ross going to get it ahead to Long. Long shoots it well from three-point land. He gets doubled. Now over to Ross. Kick it to the corner for a good look. In and out. 2 for $1 sale on threes. Here's Shropshire. He can't get it to go. Ball's loose. Johnson says, I'll take that. Wrestles it out of there. 2 minutes, 16 seconds and counting. 8-point game. Eskridge hesitated for a second, caught him sleeping, and it's just an easy lay-in from there. Eskridge, a cool customer there. You see why they were trying to deny him the ball. Has the ability to run some clock, direct traffic, also get you a bucket when need be. Ross, that's going to be a foul on the floor. No continuation, but it will be free throws since it's the 17th foul against Tucker. 10-point game. Ross at the line for the 1-and-1. You see Duante Ross taking advantage of that breather. He's already been working all game. Then in the past few minutes, they've given him the defensive assignment of guarding Kenton Eskridge. Not too tired to knock down the first of 2 free throws. Second one's in. 8-point game. Is Tucker going to be able to close this one out? Stranger things have happened. It's just an 8-point game with 1:45 seconds remaining here in the fourth. Payne has it. Doesn't appear to be the coolest customer with it. Long steals it for 3. Too strong on the shot. Now here's Shropshire. He can't get it to go. Good looks for Brainerd. They just won't fall, and they're working hard trying to get another one. The back tap by Long. He's going to try to say it was off of Eskridge last. Officials not buying it. Good hustle, though, there for the sophomore. Eskridge to throw it in. He'll get it to Bush. Ross, task of staying in front of Eskridge. Back to Butch. Beavers trying to turn the defensive pressure up. Coach is calling for a foul for Brainerd. Coach was trying to get them to foul for a good 10 to 12 seconds prior to them making it happen. Trying to see if they could force a turnover without having to foul. 43.4 seconds left. Good possession there by Tucker in terms of draining some of that clock. So that's going to send Amir Butch to the free throw line. First free throw in and out. Butch at the line for the second one, can make it a 9-point game. Coach Hartree wants a timeout. I'd imagine some of what Coach will talk about will be making sure they run them off that three-point line. No silly fouls, just good basic defense and rebounding the ball on any misses. Xavier Johnson and Adonis Green have been two pretty good guys to give that charge to. If you look there at Brainerd, a squad that will sleep very well tonight. Not trying to pressure Tucker all game. When you're fighting uphill, trying to close a gap, takes a lot of energy, making sure that gap doesn't expand and then trying to tie it up. Brainerd just put that in. Appears that they will fall a little short here as we approach the final 40 seconds. Expect them to go down shooting though. Shropshire tries to force it to the corner. Butch knocks it out of bounds. Pass intended for Michael Hampton. Last touch there by Flowers. You see Coach Hartree for Tucker emphasizing don't foul. Inbound it to Beavers. Beavers going to try the three-pointer off the back of the rim. Flowers will be fouled there. So I will send him to the line. Flowers misses the first free throw. Second one's good. Shropshire with the deep three. Not sure if he called bank. Doesn't matter. He's pulled them to within 7, and we have a timeout. Brainerd still continuing to fight.
I went through some tough days, but found a way to just persevere and see it through. It starts with a great base and great foundation and allows everything to feel perfect. I can do all all things.
Quick foul going to go against Beavers. Brainerd trying to extend the game. They send Amir Butch to the free throw line. Beavers will have a seat. Shropshire back in the game. Second free throw is good. 8-point game. Shropshire kicks it to Hampton. They'll let Ross just lay it in. Ross tries to get a 3 for 1. They're on the trip. Can't knock him for trying, but it's Tucker that comes away with the 53-47 victory. Thanks for joining us here on SUVtv. Stick with us. We'll have Miller Grove versus Glen Hills up next.